HMS Achates was an A-class destroyer of the British Royal Navy launched on 4 October 1929 and commissioned on 27 March 1930. She was sunk on 31 December 1942 in the Battle of the Barents Sea. Ship history: Battle of the Denmark Strait in early May 1941. The British Admiralty was on the alert that the German battleship Bismarck might attempt to break out into the North Atlantic, so Achates was ordered to scarp a flow for possible deployment against the Germans. On the 22nd of May, just after midnight, Achates sailed along with the destroyers Electra, Antelope, Antony, Echo, and Icarus, escorting the battlecruiser Hood and the battleship Prince of Wales to cover the northern approaches. The intention was that the force would refuel in Haval Fjord, Iceland, and then sail again to watch the Denmark Strait. On the evening of the 23rd of May, weather started getting bad. At 2055 hours, Admiral Lancelot Holland aboard Hood signaled the destroyers, "If you are unable to maintain this speed, I will have to go on without you. You should follow at your best speed." At 0215 on the morning of the 24th of May, the destroyers were ordered to spread out at 15 miles intervals to search to the north. At about 0535, the German forces were sighted by Hood, and shortly after, the Germans sighted the British ships. Firing commenced at 0552. At 0601, Hood suffered a massive explosion, sinking the ship within 2 minutes. Electra and the other destroyers were about 60 miles away at the time. Upon hearing that Hood had sunk, Electra raced to the area, arriving about 2 hours after Hood went under. They were expecting to find many survivors, and rigged scrambling nets and heaving lines, and placed lifebelts on the deck where they could be quickly thrown in. For the 94 officers and 1,321 enlisted men who were aboard Hood, only 3 survivors were found. Electra rescued these survivors, and continued searching. Shortly thereafter, Icarus and Antony joined in, and the 3 ships searched the area for more survivors. No more were found, only driftwood, debris, and a desk drawer filled with documents. After several hours searching, they left the area. Kirkines and Torch. In July 1941, while taking position in the screen of carriers preparing for the airstrike against Kirkines, Petsamo, Achates was mined and severely damaged, but managed to make port for repairs. On the 8th of November 1942, while deployed off Oran, Algeria for Operation Torch, Achates detected and attacked the Vichy French submarine Argonaute, which had sorted to contest the Allied landings in the area. Achates' attack on Argonaute saw the rise of oil to the surface of the sea in huge air bubbles, as well as debris from both inside and outside the submarine. Following this, at a later point, Westcott made a further attack, hence both ships were credited with her demise. Battle of the Barents Sea. On the 31st of December 1942, Achates was on escort duty protecting the convoy JW-51B en route from Lockheed to Murmansk when she was sunk in the Barents Sea. The German heavy cruiser Admiral Hipper, pocket battleship Lutzow, and 6 large destroyers had been ordered to attack and destroy the convoy. Despite being heavily outgunned, the escort, under the command of Captain R. St. Vincent Sherbrick, beat off the attack and not one merchant vessel was lost. At 11:15, Achates was laying smoke to protect the convoy when she was hit by gunfire from Admiral Hipper, killing the commanding officer, LTCDR Johns, and 40 crew. The first lieutenant, LTL. E. Peyton Jones, took over command and, despite having sustained severe damage in the shelling, Achates continued her smokescreen operation. At 13:30 she went down 135 nautical miles ESE of Bear Island. 113 seamen were lost and 81 were rescued, one of whom later died on the trawler Northern Gem, which had come to the aid of Achates. In response, the light cruiser Sheffield damaged Admiral Hipper, and subsequently sank her escort, Z-16 Friedrich Eckholdert. Awards. Following the battle, the following awards for gallantry were made to men on Achates: D.S.O. LTLE Peyton Jones D.Sc. posthumously awarded to LTCDRAHT. John's Conspicuous Gallantry Medal, Era H. Hawksworth, D.S.C. Gunner G.W.D. Smith, D.S.M. Stoker J. Colley, Able Seaman C. Brightmore, Able Seaman H. Platt, CPOD Hall, Stoker E. Drummond, Stoker L. Meacock, Yeoman of Signals A. W. Taylor, mentioned in dispatches, Chief Stoker W. Brown, D.S.M. Leading Seaman R.C. Wells, POF Bachelor, Telegraphist E.J. Dickinson, Stoker W. Wilkinson, posthumously mentioned in dispatches, LTPA. Wright, R.N.R. Surgeon L.T.J.L. McFarlane, Stoker P.O.R. Bell, Supply P.O.R. Bell, Supply P.O.J.R. Cole, Able Seaman K. McKeever, Able Seaman C. W. Co. P.O. Telegraphist W. Bar Trip, Officers Steward A. Jones, Canteen Manager G. Drummond, P.O. B.C. Carpenter. Seaman Kenneth McKeever R.N.R. was posthumously mentioned in dispatches. He put himself at risk to rescue comrades in a rapidly flooding cabin, then made trips across the deck while under heavy fire to take over the ship's wheel. With the aid of just a ship's compass, he continued to steer the stricken ship and maintain the laying down of smokescreen. Unfortunately, as the survivors were being picked up, the wheelhouse was totally destroyed by further shelling and Seaman McKeever lost his life.